Alright, but the recording is now up. Do you guys have the stream up and running?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. This is your host, Kazar Spell, joined by the other Tricksters of the Trade, here to bring you more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are currently in the middle of the last case of the game, so spoiler warning, it might get intense. I'm also currently having some internet issues, so be prepared for that. I'm stating that for the people of YouTube. I might have to stitch this episode onto the next one much later down the line if it becomes too much of a hassle. Anyway, did we?
The castle.
I believe this is new testimony about things. So, Max.
Ah, yes.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them.
Also, is Max quiet for anyone, or is that just me?
A little
Real
bit.
quiet, yeah.
Am I quiet?
Yeah, you sound
Is that better?
significantly more quiet.
I did not notice a change there.
Is this any better?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
significantly better. And
That's
yeah,
weird because
Pluto
that was
said it's quiet
at
on
the
their
exact-
side too.
It was at the exact amount that it was at during stream.
Alright.
The gain was, so there was no reason for it.
Okay.
Alright. I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
This is certainly most unusual.
Also, Isaac, why aren't you in your judge outfit?
I can't find it.
No.
Right
Lost in the
impossible? The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further.
Lana.
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime.
It's true. She also, fired us, so I don't know if we're legally allowed to stand here.
Why
I
can't
feel
you just leave it at that?
Phoenix breaks the law all the time.
Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence.
I feel like I'm doing different voices. We.
No,
First
it's
one, I'll begin its
always your mouth
cross-examination.
full of marshmallows.
I know, but it feels like there's like a variation to it to me.
There is?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, anyways. I read this, by the way.
Oh.
Bailiff, please attend the defendant.
It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Alright. You know we have to press this one.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure about this?
Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast.
Rude.
And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really? The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room!
Mr. Wright. It's you.
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in this instant? In that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike.
The mysterious blue badger was in fact this!
What exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
Indeed it doesn't! As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle. Oh my god, the music is gonna play until I get it.
Do 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 do.
Oh, you have to reposition it so it looks just like him.
Yep.
And here I thought they were gonna like turn up the lights or something. I was like, oh wait, no, they don't do that.
Do you think that's it?
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
Yeah, that looks. Yeah.
This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like the badger. Damn it!
No.
Allow me to remind the defense that the case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim.
What the?
I've got to find just the
Imagine
right
that.
angle. Maybe I should
Imagine
rotate
that
it vertically a bit more, or horizontally.
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it.
I hate
The
this.
right angle is 90 degrees.
I think you were correct, but it moved a little bit.
Imagine hindering someone's freaking court case, like whether or not they match the drawing perfectly.
Oh god, it's Mario Party all over again. What are you doing?
I am trying!
Rotate the vase, you can do it.
Rotate it horizontally or vertically.
That's both
You'll
ways!
hinge on this moment, Q.
I've heard that this is infuriating. Like, this is one of the most infuriating moments for...
Keep going. Maybe
rotate
pop
it.
it to be
Whoa,
fully
whoa.
a circle.
No. Turn it right a little bit.
Left a little bit. Down.
Okay,
up.
rotate it right. No. Point it back down.
Oh my goodness.
I hate this.
I was gonna say spin it so that the other
Spin it
broken
to
handle
the-
is the mouth.
There you go. That's that. You're trying to hide that top, or that top circle needs to be visible, doesn't it? It's part of the silhouette.
Do you think this is it?
Just look up a picture.
I am looking
It
at the
looks
picture!
so. We
I
are looking at the picture,
think
bud.
this. Okay,
I think that's
I
correct.
think this is it.
I'm gonna be a little
Okay.
frustrated. Okay, good.
Yay!
Well, is this a
What the heck?
miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger.
No. It can't be!
What does this prove?
Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. Mysterious Blue Badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains.
I like to imagine that they literally saw me just like shaking it and rotating it in my hands in front of the entire court. Like, no, I got this. I got this.
What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything! God, I'm dramatic today.
Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? Ah,
I want to say the third option. I don't know.
Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
at a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Where?
The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. Using big words today. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly!
What?
If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
That reason was Mr. Wright.
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
What would have to have been? The impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall?
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more.
Get it? Draw? No, I'll see myself out.
I'm sad he stopped saying, look at this photograph. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
Ah!
A suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, He would have to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes, I am thinking. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall,
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No.
never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life. And then proved so with their own testimony. This is unprecedented.
What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances...
Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to point the crime on her?
Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
Evidence?
I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes. It certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
Well, the thing is, we kinda do have evidence.
Watch, they're gonna push this onto a Phoenix and be like, Phoenix, prove
Because
it.
we have a piece of cloth that has Emma Skye's prints that that came from like a piece of leather that was most likely his jacket.
Yep.
Meaning pushed. So yeah, we have evidence for it.
If we don't have evidence, we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
You certainly can't get dead people to testify. Well,
Yes, you can.
Maya!
Maya's already gone to her village.
Darn it! This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touche, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. Better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. May have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. As always, message from the deceased. Such a message exists.
Gotta think back to the court record.
That's Tab.
The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. I don't know what to say.
It's a plant, but the vase.
This message from the deceased is already in our possession.
Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do you believe manslaughter counts as murder in this universe?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
This is the message left by the deceased.
This is Blue Badger from before, right?
Yes.
Oh,
being
is
spiky.
he going to just speak the killer's name?
That thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
That's where Emma comes in.
Yes, but notice,
Right?
for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
Yes, there's a line here. Drawn in blood.
I think I see the name already.
So what you're saying is these dots once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. The blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed direction.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent.
No!
Will Lumino not work?
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Well, they have to justify the touchscreen of the DS, so we have to play Connect the Dots.
Yay!
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given these circumstances. His murderer's name. We.
Just again, calling this child a murderer because she thought she was helping someone who was getting stabbed.
It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Did it freeze? Oh,
Yeah, it
Of
did.
all people, you may not have meant it. In the end, the one who took the victim's life.
Was Emma Sky. Brad.
Oh, is that me now? Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Need a few more?
Seaworthy? No. Seaworthy? Can't say I didn't warn you.
Chief Gat.
Do you understand the implications of what you've done?
What? What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not?
Ah,
Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Might want to tone it down next time, Armin. You peeked the mic and it didn't pick up any of that.
oh.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. He killed the... You know what? I just realized. He
Four
killed
people.
people, which caused him to assault other people. This turned into the assault spiral.
Yeah. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentence a man to death is no light matter. Even if it wasn't any evidence, or even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence of forgery.
Doesn't everyone get sentenced to death in this game once they get a guilty
No,
verdict?
not
No,
everyone. You
no.
actually meet a couple of people who are in prison later.
Okay.
Like, I think Frank
Oh.
Saw It comes back.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, whoop. I hadn't read
What?
that. But
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
I mean, ultimately, the
Sorry.
responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. I looked at your stream that was
Oh, thank you.
delayed. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
I might have sent an innocent man to... Why would the chief of police just come up and say this shit?
Order!
The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued.
Dramatic music. Input that here.
Ah, what a beautiful February 25th. Sorry, Edgeworth. Didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours.
Oh, gotta change clothes on.
Yep.
Oh, god dang it. Hold on. It logged me out in the middle of the game. Like, there we go. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals.
I take it Lana's having you run errands again.
Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial.
I love them. Look at the little duck detective.
He's a duck detective.
There's also a game called Duck Detective.
Yep.
Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this the other day. Am I gonna crack open evidence law for dummies right now?
Pretty much. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. X.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
Atlanta picked up on Emma saying that.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
A message?
She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book.
Him? I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Oh my god.
Yes,
we
all
are
2
just
pages
picking
of
up an evidence law book. This is so dumb.
Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though.
Okay, well, let's see. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. I hate that they can just present unregistered evidence anyway, but that's Phoenix Wright.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence.
That's where you're wrong, detective.
Huh?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me.
You're a masochist.
Mr. Edgeworth.
The real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? What else is left to do? Your credibility has been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal!
You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That's also illegal, though. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
And we're going to expose him. No matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor?
the inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well... normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. But, this isn't easy to say.
Everybody hydrate.
You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have,
Struck a bargain? You think I may have manipulated the witness?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and,
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
a solution?
That being the case, prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I like power. I mean, unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well, the defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
Then it's settled. The, defense may now call forth the next witness.
Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance? Call the wrong witness. This trial is as good as over.
The defense calls. The time's finally come to bring out the real murderer.
Meekins!
Mike Meekin.
Meekins.
Same brain cell.
When the Meekins mic'd the murderer.
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it.
As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
Oh. All right. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
Need I remind the court that he audibly threatened me in front of everybody? Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Please, verbal threats are the least like of our concerns as the games go
We're
on.
putting people away for verbal threats.
Was this some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
Dang, Edgeworth really struggles to get them to say it.
So, you want to play hardball, eh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Bye. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony.
Oh, righto. What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh? Like what?
Like the role you played in all this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish.
¿Por qué no los dos?
It's more of the second thing.
You are aware, of course, that the police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal?
Is this a threat?
Weapons?
Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of my time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
That barely told us anything.
Which is why we must press it.
Seven Dark was arrested. Also, please don't do your 1,000-yard stare.
He was lying on the floor, unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
Almost 2 murders?
I see. Things seems pretty clear-cut.
If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast.
Hit him with the old razzle-dazzle.
What are you guys saying? Just,
I want to say that it would be the jar because we found the shard in his safe, but I'm having trouble finding a way to actually link this, the context.
It's weird
Oh,
that...
never mind, there it says it. What were you about to say?
'Cause wasn't he in the interview room with Marshall? Why didn't he follow him, like, immediately? After he rushed out after this guy?
They probably
no,
split
they
up.
were distracted.
That they slipped up.
No, Damon Gant and Lana were distracted when Dark took off and started chasing when they noticed he was gone. And by that point, he was already in the room with Emma and Neil.
Yes, the blue badger.
No.
Wait, no, our attorney's badge.
You know, all
I
This
think
says
just to
you're
be safe, but
lying.
I think it's the jar.
I think it might be the jar too. I'm not sure, but I do know that at least later games, if you start pressing, you start taking damage. I'm gonna try the jar here, and if it doesn't work, oh well. Oh, music stopped.
Ooh.
You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example.
That's the blue badger you showed us earlier.
A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence that we are admitting to his face in court that we broke in and stole things from his
Yep, I was like, just go on, keep admitting your break-in.
Oh, this is-
He also threatened Edgeworth in court.
Okay,
and
but I'm gonna
somehow
be
got away.
honest, that was a vague threat. We are actively admitting to stealing.
Yeah, luckily they only ever prosecute murders in this this world. Any other crime, you're free.
No. Later games, we will do other crimes. Most of them murders. Actually, all of them murders, but splashes.
We'll
of
do
other
more
crimes.
crimes?
There will be other crimes. But the evidence list I presented
Like, we'll do
earlier
more?
was actually found inside your desk.
It was found where?
You see, Chief Gant, you had a code of 77. Anyway, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation, like the illegal investigation I did.
You get. What is the meaning of this?
Oh.
That's rude.
Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery?
Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? Why would I have anything to do with that?
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. There we go. Isn't that right, Righto?
Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment.
What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work.
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office, and the relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Let's see, what was it now? A jaw fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
when investigating the crime scene, should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Oh.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake again.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
All right, Urgy. In return, though,
I know. That place, right?
Huh? What are these guys telepathic? Oh, you know what today is. Yeah, the place, right? Yeah. Now let's see. if we have any proof of when. You guys think we should just press?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we should just press
Probably.
for right now.
I'd appreciate it if you stopped making these ridiculous allegations.
Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that.
What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped.
Don't.
Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Crime!
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Righto's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they wouldn't prove his investigation was illegal.
I never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Brad, you're slimy.
Von Karma?
Rude.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, Von Karma was aggressive. This dude is just like trying to eke his way out.
He's playing the manipulator game.
What do you mean by that?
This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
If concealing evidence found at a crime isn't forgery,
I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered.
are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation?
It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sent.
Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient?
Right. The chief is talking about a possibility. As long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time.
They are damn clever, aren't they?
Come on, come now, Righto. Think about it.
How can you look me in the eye and say that?
Because I'm innocent.
Oh, screw you.
Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. In the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was some guy.
Well, now do you see?
Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reap from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit?
That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police.
Oh,
The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive.
Oh,
Santa!
oh, that's a good one.
It's Christmas time.
Just a week away.
Huh?
Do you really think I'm that incompetent?
I hoped. What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little.
Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway.
God.
Be careful when pointing that finger. You might wind up being the one pointed at.
So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There. It's out in the open now. Udgy, would you mind if I change my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
Do I need to read this?
I mean, if you want to.
I didn't know if it was new or not because it was in green, so it threw me off.
It is new.
Ah. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
I was about to cheer you on, Brett. I was like, read it, read it.
It's just...
We know what was in it for him, but the question is how to prove it.
It'd be really funny if it was the evidence law.
The blue banner.
Nothing in it for you?
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again.
You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Be tough on crime and tough on people. That is how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though.
Oh, that's a good one, Worthy.
Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Meekins.
Big Badger.
No, he helped himself. He helped Joe Dark.
I wonder if it was Lana.
I want to say it was.
I think it would be because he would have control over her. I mean, that's what led to this.
True,
Yeah,
you
he sets
might
up a
not
crime
help
scene for
out
her.
anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright? Appears you're positively determined to portray the chief. He's a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
You're damn right I am!
That's not even...
Very well, then. Who is this person you believe Chief Kent may have helped forge evidence?
How is this nice man?
Darn it, Joe Dark wasn't up there.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. The
Manipulate,
defendant?
mansplain, male wife.
Yeah.
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant.
But how would he profit from all of this?
He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
You mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets?
Bruh.
No.
Oh, wait. He plays with puppets as someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind.
Admit it, Chief! You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her.
Righto, my boy. You have quite the imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
You have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture.
But I like conjecture.
Unless... that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Which one would that be?
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman.
Bless you.
The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Well, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Is that a threat?
Just, what do you mean?
He said anything that's not a threat?
Technically, you can't prove that was a threat, no matter how much of a threat it was.
I just don't want him to bite his tongue. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it would be unfortunate.
Oh my goodness.
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious!
Huh?
This is an offense to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency! To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now.
It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this.
Just imagine being like the people in the stands, like, are the defense and prosecutor working together?
Yep.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? The chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder?
Good question.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man.
Featherless
It is a
biped.
man.
We had the same idea.
The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. It better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
Do we have
I
that?
want to say it's the access list. With all the card numbers.
Oh, right.
This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777 777 7.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that that's my card number.
It's your number.
What? How do you know that? Also, I love how. Well, never mind. Actually, I feel like I thought about it a bit more.
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
7 digits? You don't mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
I just lied at number 7. I don't know what you're talking about.
Prove anything. Legitimately.
Yeah, I know.
Just means he's bad at making codes.
Yeah, but I also love how like why can't they just get the ID number? Like,
I
Chief
also
Gant,
would
what do you
love
have
it
to
if it
say?
turned out that his credit card and his PIN was 7s as well. Quickly punch it in, we got him.
Nothing.
Oh, that eyebrow twitch is so good, though.
The defense's search of my office was a violation of regulation.
And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. I love that Edgeworth is like, you can't skirt around this. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that Phoenix is raked over the coals, but we're after you right now.
Chief Gant, so you admit it? You went to the evidence room on the day of the crime?
Oh, what about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Not in the... No, don't go in there.
Anywhere I want.
No!
Don't go to the
Tell me.
radiation chamber.
When you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
No! Did you at least wipe?
Did we need to know that about the bathroom thing?
Yes. Anyway, Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. just like the zipper when you go to the back. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
Okay, question. Do we have that missing item report in our inventory?
Yeah.
What does the information on the court record say? Not the actual item report itself. Like backup one. Can only be submitted to the Chief of Police!
But we need proof that he met him that day. This wasn't filled out.
Okay.
He didn't finish it.
Let me walk through my thought process here. He lost his card because Jake Marshall stole his card to enter the evidence room. He was starting to fill this out, but the only reason he would stop is because Chief Gant already met him halfway and was like, let me just take you into the evidence room myself.
No, he stopped because he didn't know his ID number. See how it's crossed out there? Like, right at the end? He was just like, oh, wait, I didn't know it.
So maybe he went straight to the chief then. Because he's like, I don't have the card to write the number, can you just help me out?
I mean, I'll do it.
And he'd have to go to Chief Gant anyway.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, you're right. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have to give that report to the Chief of Police.
Yet you are in possession of the report. Which means you can't be sure he filed it.
That's what I was thinking. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
Evidence transferal.
He needed to?
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. Ah, that's right. That's why his card was used.
I accompanied him?
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on. Let me guess what you're gonna say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman.
Exactly.
Wait! The Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. Could have just lent him his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
No! What the hell was that?
Yeah, can we talk about how that's like Gant's breakout pose? It's just like, what the hell,
Super
man?
Saiyan? What was that?
He got electrocuted.
Yeah.
Chief Gant, you didn't.
The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? Lee Edgeworth.
I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it?
Meekins!
Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue that just taking up space.
The Blue Badger.
No!
I already know what it is. Let's see if anybody
Your
else can guess
badge.
it.
How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. Is it this one?
I don't think it's that.
Dang it.
It's something Edgeworth gave you earlier.
Was it the... Oh, wait, I was about to say the evidence book, but I was like, wait, no, Edgeworth didn't give you that. It was Gumshoe.
His shoe.
Is this?
That's it.
Oh, right.
Now,
Yeah, I realized it. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
I'm gonna be honest, I would not have thought of the screwdriver as being how he did that.
well, give it a second, they'll explain it.
What's that? A screwdriver? What does that have to do with this case?
Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here?
It's here because... Ah! I was asked to go, by Chief Gant no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did. Because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean I...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
I'm surprised Edgeworth doesn't have his, like, shocked expression.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Yes. Unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief? Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye.
Order! 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 What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite.
is the photo of the body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gant, please, say something!
I believe your time's up.
My time's up?
Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're gonna make it in time for the early bird special.
But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier? The police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify? I'm invoking that right now.
What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There's certain risks to be considered.
So you're going to just run away after all this?
Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right?
He admitted it. No, I'm kidding.
But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with.
Say again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Scott dispose of his body.
Do I have any concrete proof?
Ooh. I think we're getting dangerously close to a branch ending here.
No, I think that's... Yeah, I know that's soon, but I don't think we have proof.
Yeah, I say let's back off for now. Something's going to come up. It always does.
Well, I saved, so even if this is a bad end, whatever. It's no use showing evidence. I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor, at present, I have no conclusive evidence.
See, Edgy?
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief.
What?
Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto? It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Edgy, I'll leave the rest to you. I fade from existence.
Yep.
Just walk away.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edwards, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth? Another witness!
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions. Raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edwards, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the only one calling witnesses today.
Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
Yeah, she may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor, the defense calls forth...
Oh.
Meekins is Lady Luck?
Miss Lana Sky?
This game is progressive. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task, to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in
Okay, is that Max or Folly?
I'm not sure.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Huh?
Oh, it's okay. Okay, I thought that was going to be Lana.
We had to wait. Yeah, Brad probably thought like he wouldn't like be needed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stepped away.
Oh,
stepped
no.
I mean, which is a fair assumption. You really think like I did not expect Chief Gant to come back.
Lumina, help! Get us back!
No,
Get
it's
it back.
fine. It's fine. I think Slurp could use some lines. Anyway, Isaac.
Wait, me? Oh, yeah, okay. I thought that was Gant speaking for some reason.
Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat.
Slurp, go.
Listen, good Lana. I can't do his voice.
No, it's fine. He's talking to Lana.
I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there'll be terrible consequences.
Is that a threat?
That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
This isn't good.
Of course, you'll never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I got a lunch date to meet.
I love how he left, probably heard this, and then decided to be like, no.
Okay, if there aren't any further objections.
Judge, you don't think that's a little suspicious?
Yeah.
This
It
court
is
is
a
now
little.
recessed.
Hello? Did I miss something?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry. They,
Came back.
Yeah,
they were
Gant
talking
came.
about a lot of...
Gant came busting back into the court when he heard we were going to testify Lana, and threatened that he's going to have Emma.
Yeah, Emma's going to be found guilty.
Yeah.
I think you need
If
cross-examine
she
Lana.
testifies. So, don't worry. Slurp did a
Looks
great
like-
job of taking over for you.
Well, sorry about that. Did not, literally did not think he was coming back because he was
None
like,
of us
I'm going
did.
to lunch.
You could not have known.
fair
We
assumption.
guessed wrong.
Yeah.
Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
Okay, I'm gonna step away one more time. I swear I'll be right back.
Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth.
Wait, did he just step away again?
Yeah.
Dang it!
Okay, I've got to go to the bathroom now. I'll be right back.
Okay,
I'll also
but
be back.
Slurp, you're also
Yeah, let's take a
gumshoe now.
break.
Go.
The chief. He's something else, eh, pals?
Detective Gumshoe!
Ha ha ha. I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, don't worry. I thought you decided where to work now. At your office.
My office?
Sure. That was weird voice, right? I'll tell you the place of that top knotted girl you used to work with.
Did he mean Maya?
Still,
Wait,
looks
look,
like we're
God,
all
laugh.
out of moves now.
Snack.
Don't get bad.
Hi. I can't just go to the bathroom and get a snack. Sorry. Okay.
Can't believe this.
Ugh. him.
Thought Brad walked away. How is he voicing Gumshoe?
Yeah. He also
Still
did it
looks
without
like we're
moving as a
all-
TNG. It was impressive.
Still looks like we're all out of the moves now.
Alright, I'm back.
Chief Gant's done it again. How is he always gets the upper hand?
It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify.
Settle down, Wright.
Did Iron Man say it?
I
Yes.
did.
I heard him, yeah.
Remember what the judge said.
I'm here. But Chief, that's not a right to be
Should
casually
we just
invoked.
have taken like a 5-minute break?
Yeah, there were
I
two people that said
suggested
when
it.
Brad stepped away that they were going to step away as well.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
I just got
Yeah.
back.
There should have risks to be considered.
Risks. What did he mean by that?
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. I think this is Lana?
I think it's Emma.
You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Emma, are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth.
I murdered a man.
No, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved you killed someone?
And got
Relieved?
away with it.
Yeah, now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. Forced herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It was all because I murdered Mr. Marshall by accidentally manslaughtering a guy. I
Hey,
hurt everybody.
don't go blaming yourself now. You want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
We live in a society, pal.
Anarchy.
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery. But he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall back into that armor.
I see.
Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act.
Emma, why don't you wait here?
No, I'm going with you. I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth.
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
With a cliffhanger.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand?
Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. Remember, you are under oath. You want to hear the truth.
Of course, the truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. We have to get Gant to get got.
Get good.
Get more like get got, am I right?
I've worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory.
Boo!
Objection!
I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
That's cool.
You sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
Look him in the eye, then.
But Lana,
This is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning.
please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. I can also read minds.
Damn it.
Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah, just imagining all capital A's. Just like, I'm the one who did it. Yeah, this is no time to start second guessing myself.
The defense may now begin cross-examination.
Okay, I'm just saying, we have that vase that has her name.
Yeah.
Dang it, that should work. Yeah, we're just gonna go back because I'm apparently stupid. What do you guys think?
There's still that piece of evidence of the handprint.
Oh, we
on
do
the
not want to
piece
show
of
that.
cloth.
We do not want to show that.
Okay.
Maybe just press.
Yeah. How many years exactly?
Oops, sorry, lag. Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see. I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years.
Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. Personally, I saw them testify in numerous cases.
She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia.
Cool for thought.
Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why.
But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And
The evidence. Did you do so to help your sister?
Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him.
Lana.
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
You say you did all this by yourself?
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
That's not what that looks like. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible.
I'm starting to wonder if we should have had a Foley PNG of any time she talked, her back was to us. And just snaps back and forth.
Yeah, that would have been great.
And just constantly turning, it's a GIF.
Yeah.
Just rotating.
Reality is, that's me.
Yeah.
The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
That doesn't make it better.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife and something.
You planted the tip?
And then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth.
No!
You You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask her for the sake of others. Which one do you think?
I mean, I'd want to know why she changed the murder weapon. Personally.
I was thinking the body. I don't know.
But why did you do that?
Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Testify!
Very well. Let's add this to the witness's testimony.
What? She didn't say anything.
The reason Miss Guy fabricated the knife.
Well, she's going to say it.
I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed.
Okay, if we press it again, we'll get the other statement. Does that sound wrong to anyone?
It doesn't really give us anything to go on. That the tip of the knife would be the forged evidence they need to put Dark away.
I mean, it was...
I think
We don't have the trophy knife as evidence, so I don't know how we can prove against this.
I think we would want to know why she moved the body.
Yeah. Okay, what's the wrong thing? Blah, 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 saying the same things again. Here we go.
Press that and see if that switches. Oh, right, yeah.
Why'd you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Guy moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Pieces of the jar, you mean...
Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened.
Wait a second.
Yeah, if it was already
Oh, I was
shattered,
thinking about
no... They wouldn't be able to write the name.
Yeah. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently, the jar shattered all at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone.
Do you think we present the jar?
I reckon.
That's what my gut's telling me.
Yee, don't forget to save though.
No, no save.
Okay.
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony.
Contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
You have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died.
Ah,
He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
Order? Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you are as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed.
what?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
Can't got one of them.
You mean you're the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Bear with us, Valkyrie. It'll make sense soon. Yeah,
What do you think?
I think the jar on this message.
We presented that jar.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it's not the videotape.
That's true. Jar it is.
Oh no, maybe it is the videotape. Did we consider
No!
that?
It's not the videotape. No more video evidence. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified. She gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
But couldn't the defendants have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day. Looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe that?
Shut up.
Yes, unfortunately I can.
You've forgotten, Your Honor. When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar.
I mean, it could have, but it would have been very unlikely. It'd take a lot of skill to be like, okay, this piece would have connected there. When they put this together, it's going to be really cool.
Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
How could not imply this person was Chief Gant? The time he was looking for a dog downstairs. Besides, if it ever was there first, why would he break the jar?
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer that?
No.
Chief, the
Freaking
judge
out like
breaks
he's
down.
being accused.
I
Wait,
finally got a turn.
not the one on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication of evidence.
But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet.
Oh, damn.
No, I did it on my own. Ow.
Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer any more for my sake.
No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says.
It's true. I make up a lot of shit.
Defense attorneys make up a lot of shit to defend their clients.
See?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Shit.
That was good.
Imagine
That was a
that
good
coming from
ad-lib.
my own client.
I guess you do seem to be the type who likes to twist the truth. My, what potty mouths you all have.
Wait a minute. Why did it get dark? What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Mousetrap.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana, maybe right after all.
What do you mean, Wright?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
Yeah! Miss Skye, please testify once more.
But
If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Guy, if you will.
Not helping him out.
I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore.
Spiders.
Cider?
This cross-examination may not change a thing.
Like really big spiders.
However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Also murder hornets.
I actually heard somebody say that they've gotten rid of the murder hornets in the US.
No, but well, it's not just that. They're still really scary.
True.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right. The witness may testify once more for the final time.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a time limit on testimony changes.
No, they just like to say for the
Been
final time to
previously.
make it a little bit more intense before they testify again.
I think the way he's phrasing it is that the more testimonies go on, the less credible the witness is.
Sure.
That's fair. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword?
Yeah, we already went over that.
He doesn't
You
pay
were the
attention.
only. You were the only one who saw that. Only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What?
Oh
me.
my god.
The book.
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it.
Oh my gosh.
Did you look in it?
The duck.
They're not gonna show it to you right here.
Wait, what?
It's a story trigger.
Oh.
Oh, so... yeah. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. She just said that he tells lies.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
Maybe it's a back and forth, like, I believe in
I
him.
don't remember
Instead it's like,
receiving any
I don't
pictures from
believe in this
Lana.
guy.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere.
Oh, now I can. Oh, look at the little
Yo.
Copyright P.O.
detective.
That's
There's
the only
nothing
thing you can
sticking out.
observe.
Oh. Okay, never
Why?
mind.
When did you take
Are you
this?
kidding me?
Hey, there's a picture
Why
here.
open the book?
Why would you take a moment to take that picture?
Oh my. This is the actual crime scene.
No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything.
Mr. Wright. That piece cut out from his vest. Would that be...
The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. What's this?
It's Very, very strange.
This is a handprint, isn't it? That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whoever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? What those fingerprints? They're yours, Emma! Don't read my mind, don't read my mind, don't read my mind this time.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
It's because Phoenix
Because you were
is finally,
chanting, don't read my mind.
It's also because Phoenix is finally
Anyway.
turning into Q. Oh, sorry.
Anyway, let's get on with this cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Yay.
Huh.
Come now, Udgy.
Costume.
Oh, my costume. I'm sorry. I was like, what? This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief Cat.
What? Now you want to make me out to be the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put up a word or two in my defense.
I have a question, actually. Do you think he pushed Lana out of the way or something? Oh my goodness.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
I think he
What?
slid in when her back was turned.
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make any statements of any sort.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Ah, so what? You think I'm worried?
Yes, what was the lightning bolt for then?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statement.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't, but someone does.
Someone?
So, what's your excuse, Righto?
Was he going on about it being like illegal evidence or something earlier?
No?
Well, he was talking about like we didn't know. He was trying to say that Wright planted it earlier.
Yeah, but also he's claiming that we have evidence that we
That
definitely
we're withholding
don't
from
want
the
to show.
court.
Mm-hmm. Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. If you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
You don't even know if I have anything.
What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? No.
Dave.
You get a bad end. We are not doing that.
Okay.
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie.
Chief Grant?
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
How do you know that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area?
Just to answer the question, does it have to be submitted? No, in Phoenix Wright, we do have 2 laws of evidence. They're right here. No evidence shall be shown without the approval. That's 1. However, unregistered evidence must be relevant to the case. This would be relevant. However, we don't have to show... Well, I mean, we do have to show it legally, but... I'm pretty sure Gant's about to make a major slip-up.
Yeah!
Yeah, this was a trap, and Phoenix Wright carefully worded his response to let him skirt responsibility for right now.
Yeah. Sit at this moment.
It looks like it's part of it. It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
I thought he wasn't allowed to.
What? You mean you admit to admit it? You mean you admitted to it all?
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
Next.
Oh, so you really were manipulating her.
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dot convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I had 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe?
What? Why?
For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
You take me for a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. see this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too?
Oh.
Hi, Santa.
Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it.
No.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
No. So you admit to it then, Chief Gant? That you were hiding the cloth you cut off from the victim's vest in your safe?
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you don't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late.
It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine.
It is now safe to present evidence.
It is now safe?
It is now safe. The first time he asks you to present it, that's when it's a trap.
Okay. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
All right, then. Let's see this conclusive evidence.
We are not presenting the Blue Badger!
Mike Meekins.
You're right, it's the tape. We need to do the tape again.
No!
I think what makes it safe to present this now is the fact that he admitted to cutting it off and concealing it.
Be nice to the Blue Badger, I like him.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
Oh. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprint belongs to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... Meekins.
Emma? Emma Sky?
What? They're mine.
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me?
You know you passed out the last time?
Ho, 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 ho! You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin the murder on me.
So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did ship Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Sky?
You knew whose fingerprints were there, those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't.
Miss Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet.
But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too.
I don't like how he calls me boy.
You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you gonna tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh? And what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What's this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold! The piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Yes.
The blue badger.
Did
Mike
you notice
Higgins.
something about the rest of his vest?
Tape.
Yeah, there would have been blood on this.
If Emma really did kill him.
Yeah, because it would have been cut out afterwards.
Yep. And what exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Also, the cut is different. No, it is the proper cut. It's just, look, the game isn't one for one on everything.
But like the blood that's come down is like uniform.
Yeah.
The blood fell down after the piece was removed.
Yep.
But yeah, see where the piece of his vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth. Wait. There's no blood on it.
Ah!
Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time.
No, this is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out.
If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword?
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it.
Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you prove that you were the actual murderer.
Ooh.
It's finally all over.
He's just still screaming back there while he thinks that.
Get ready to go crazy.
That was close, Wright. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. Well, I refute your allegations.
What do you mean you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Order! Order! What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Udgy? Earlier, Ryo here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Ryo? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you?
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
Well, that's true. Defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
But that's not fair.
Oh, did you actually think you could best me in court? Looks like the laugh's on you, son.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True. Legal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Wright?
Well, what? It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. I have a plan?!
That's plan. Yeah, I was about to say since when.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I don't know. Anyone know my plan?
I mean, you didn't conceal it. You just
didn't
said you
have evidence to present at that time.
Yep.
Oh,
It wasn't until he revealed that that he actually knew about it.
Yeah. I admit I refused to present it at one point.
Ah, so the evidence is illegal.
No, it isn't, Mr. Gant.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Udgy, don't listen to his lies.
It feels like they're in a relationship for some reason.
Don't listen to his lies, Udgy.
There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not a violation of the law, then do so now.
I present
Give him the
Detective.
book.
This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law!
Had to be confirmed first.
What's this?
I know everyone seems to be unaware of it, even the chief of police. I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book, the second rule of evidence law.
Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department.
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevance? Just take one look at this picture and...
Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant.
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest?
Oh, yes. No.
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth.
The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Mike Meekins, the killer was you!
Okay, get ready, Brad. Go crazy. And the Oscar goes to...
I knew I should have gotten rid of him.
Still you.
That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wait, that's me. I forgot. It's been a while since I played this guy, so I was like, oh yeah, who's voicing Marshall? And I was like, oh wait, that's me. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. And then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out.
Gant.
What are you talking about, Goodman?
No, that is Gant. He said that.
We need a Goodman. Slurp.
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 Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence. Ow. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said,
Too late. I'm going to hand all this over to the Marshal.
well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried in to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my mistake.
That got out there for a bit. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
And you put the body in my car?
I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. We're just gonna glaze over the fact he murdered somebody.
Yep.
That's what he's mad about. The car.
Yep. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker?
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So you left the jar fragments and the glove.
Yeah. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy. Why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same.
No, he's red, you're orange.
One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring him down once you try to go it alone. Well, it looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted by what Slurp sent in the PNGs. What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I'm sorry too, Demogorgon. Knew you as you used to be long ago. But once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. Sorry to learn that you were no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already.
Screw you!
The melodious sounds of a new beginning.
Go to hell.
There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes.
First, your fashion is immaculate. But also, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence, up until today.
So, seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top.
Ha! Oh, but she smiles.
I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing.
Liar.
I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it! I only did my job.
In light of this case, seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us.
No, it's not. I'm perfect.
Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor?
you're innocent of murder. However, though the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Okay, maybe don't. I don't know. The smile doesn't seem appropriate for that part.
She's relieved.
There's something amusing about all of this. Why are you smiling?
See?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I've felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, this trial's gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty.
Confetti!
Sucks for the person who has to clean that up.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
No, they just have like 12 Roombas.
I would agree with that, but I think this was before Roombas. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you say beforehand, but I believe it takes place in the distant year of 2000.
Yeah, but you're also forgetting that they have like older technology.
I know, right? Despite it taking place 20 years after it came out, so it actually happened like this year. Anyway, at long last, it's finally over. Emma? A long face. I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. At least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. Why was this DLC thing? What?
To answer Lunatel's question in a quick way, this was the first time that they had translated the series for American audiences, and since they had moved it to the recently released DS, they added this case to show off what the DS could do with the touchscreen.
Oh, yeah. So, the original, for those of you who don't know, the original Phoenix Wright was on the Game Boy Advance. So they released 1, 2, and 3 in Japanese on the Game Boy Advance. And then when they ported it to the DS, they added a 5th trial to the first game. That's all. And then it was also DLC in the Wii version. I don't know why they charged extra for that. That was stupid.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. Holy?
I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. Again. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well.
She's sad because she didn't get thanks.
You know, I did my best too. Jeez. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, I gotta change clothes. Hold on. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Oh,
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You do this on purpose, aren't you? Make a detective run all around while on duty? And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Think I've said
Deja
this.
vu.
Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
oh. Are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. Came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Yippee.
Lana.
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Also, does Gumshoe have his job back?
Yeah, when did he get reemployed?
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
When Gant was fired.
Emma, I owe you an apology.
Okay, just throwing it out there. If you get fired by someone who then immediately gets fired, you don't suddenly gain your job back.
What? Of course, that's how it works.
Yeah, I'm messing around.
It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it.
That day, 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess.
Sis?
I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. But I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew.
But sis, you were only doing it for me.
No.
Huh?
I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you.
Sis.
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now, you have.
Oh, Emma. Emma.
Aww.
Oh.
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move toward a brighter future.
I like to think he's actually narrating that because that wasn't in thought text.
No, I'd like to say that I was just screaming it to the two next to them. They heard every word. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up.
Mr. Wright? Mr. Gumshoe?
Me?
Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday.
She never comes back in a later game, does she?
I was about to say, no, we will not.
Oh, yeah.
It's
does.
implied.
Emma's a recurring character, but Lana? No.
Lana meets up with Phoenix Wright for coffee off screen.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Oh, God. Edgeworth!
Stop hiding and come over here.
Where is he hiding?
The plant.
He was under the couch. Where was he hiding?
But
I just came to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, I'll be going now.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened.
Oh, he's back.
We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Not only that, I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
Brad did not expect to need the next
No, I did not. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon.
Gun.
It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now.
But Edgeworth.
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma.
Manfred mentioned.
Oh, Peepaw?
Were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered.
You're stuck with me.
That's right. From now on, the prosecutor and defendant should always work together.
Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
I'm gonna hug him. Oh, evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find out on our own. The Blue Badger.
The videotape. You can
I'm
just watch
actually
it
at
the
a
entire
loss
way.
here.
Yeah.
I know it.
The screwdriver?
oh,
I think so, yeah.
I'm
Right?
not sure. Something in me
Oh,
is
yeah.
saying it's the evidence law book.
No,
Yeah,
that
I
was
think it-
given to us by
Oh.
Lana.
I think I agree with Folly. Like, Edgeworth did give that to us, and that was, like, pretty important.
That might mean something to you. But I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership.
Oh, no.
Oh no, it was the trophy! Huh?
Mr. Wright,
Penalty.
seems you still have a lot to learn as well.
I guess that was the right piece of evidence.
Womp womp.
Bad end.
Yep.
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Oh, we don't get the extra little scene, but then again, whatever. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. Seems I owe my thanks to you too, right? But what I face now, my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court.
This feels like a
Go
soap opera.
on.
Farewell, strange man.
I'd better be going too.
Okay, but I'll be by to visit you soon.
Seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you.
It's more Duck
They made a
Detective.
sequel. Scientific investigation?
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks, sis. I will.
At last, we do not get bonus scene.
And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun, except for Lana. She's never coming back. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself.
She got banished to the Shadow Realm right in front of her eyes.
Homelessness.
Did that change? Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, Detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But
I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story.
Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her over here for about 30 minutes.
You did crime!
Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Turns out I might
way
be
to
a
go,
lawyer.
detective. I didn't know you had a wild
Emma,
side.
no crime!
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who'll be footing the bill.
Huh?
What, you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Wait, you're gonna pay for that, but you haven't even paid me? Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
I do love how oftentimes it ends with like Phoenix having to pay for something.
Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream?
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. What a bonding experience. Come on, guys, let's go.
And there we go. That was Rise from the Ashes, the only Phoenix Wright case to not include the word turnabout.
Oh, we're doing voices.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can just let this go.
Okay.
This is our only time we really have to talk about how we felt about this case in general. Also, Slurp is now a
Blue
spinning rotisserie folly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
10.
This is also a good time to show off some of the models. I'm just gonna have her up
Getting
there.
Folly.
Like Foley's there.
But yeah, once again, we need to give a proper thank you to Slurp, who has provided us with all of the outfits that you are seeing here that I will arrange.
Haha.
There are
Thank
more
you, Slurp.
outfits, but like Slurp provided many for each of us.
Everyone say thank you, Slurp.
Yes,
Thank you, Slurp.
Thank you, Slurp.
No.
Thank you, Slurp.
Good jorb.
Very good Jorb.
Hey, it's Meekins.
We should let Slurp have this one just because he didn't get to say
Meekins
what.
mentioned.
The true killer.
He still has his hand wrapped.
Oh, Meekins, your sights are set way too low.
But yes, this is considered to be like the second longest case in all the Phoenix Wright. The first one is in Game 6, but I have played Game 6, and the reason why it's that last case in that game is so long is because it's really 2 cases that the game refuses to make 2 cases. Haha, the Blue Badger's dead!
Blue Badger death.
He finally danced till he dropped.
Oh, it's Gore, my comfort character.
I need everyone to be nice to the Blue Badger from now on.
But yeah, next time, because there will be a next time, I will force everyone to continue playing Phoenix Wright until we're done with them all. But that doesn't mean we're going to be starting the second game immediately. I want, I don't know, maybe a month or 2 off to play
Sounds
smaller
good.
games. We definitely need more more little indie games mixed into the mix. And also we
I get
need
more time to do costumes.
yeah, and more time to do costumes, yes. Also, for those of you who are unaware, I will be posting the playlist of this one. We started this collab before the Tricks of the Trade really had its own YouTube channel, so every episode is on my personal YouTube. But I will be posting a playlist once every episode is up, and then all future episodes will be going on the actual Trickster YouTube.
Heck yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'm not trying to hoard more content for my channel. I just felt like, well, it feels weird only having the last case and a half on the Trickster channel and everything else being on mine, so I just felt it was better this way.
Yeah, no, it
That's
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a personal aside for me. This is actually the second game in the series I played. I actually picked up this series from the second game, didn't realize there was a first game, which gave the second game all this intrigue until I went back to play the first one.
I played the third
And
game
then-
first and then the fourth.
But
It's just what I had.
yeah. But yeah, ever since I picked up Justice for All, I've been in love with this series.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a great storybook that you just want to come back to every so often.
We call those visual novels. Let's see. Whose first Phoenix Wright was this? Like, who has never played a Phoenix Wright,
mine.
and what are your opinions?
I've never played a Phoenix Wright.
It's very convoluted and silly and very fun for sure.
Max. I just remember
It also has a
throughout,
lot of speaking lines.
throughout the game, Max was like, "No, you can't do that."
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
legal.
there's a lot of crimes that are just being committed by like everyone involved in the game.
Why
Every
is
piece
he
of
back?
evidence is poisoning the well. Why is that?
It's like, yeah, no, everybody. That was one thing I was like, everybody's just doing crimes. It's like that's.
No,
Like
there is no
everybody's
character named
illegally
Harry
gathering
Bugs.
evidence. Like,
Everyone has crime in this world.
everyone's illegally there's illegal gathering evidence. There's just constant testimonial changes when they catch you in a lie. Oh wait, let me re-say what I meant to say the first time. Oh, you caught me in that lie too? Well, what I really meant to say this time was, it's like,
Yummy perjury.
By the way,
Yeah.
Brad, your, by the way, Brad,
tasty.
your
One of
wife
the few-
in chat is telling you'd make a great serial killer.
but thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
what is
wait,
with
I have
Brad
to do
getting
something.
casted as twist villains?
The speedrun hasn't ended.
What's going
Ooh, a
on?
letter.
She did say that's how she'll always get to see Lana.
Aww.
That's cute.
Lana as a detective. Or she'd be a patrol woman in this case.
Not sure.
Capcom.
But yeah, Slurp, this
Yeah,
is also
Japanese-
your first Phoenix
yeah.
Wright, right? Well, no, wait, you
I have
played
played Phoenix Wright
some-
before, but not the main Phoenix Wright. These, no.
What
I
was your
played
thought of this
the
game?
prequel games. It is good. I enjoyed it. It's very funny.
Alright, like I said, we're going to probably play more of this series down the line. We're just going to test the waters, really. We've been throwing out the idea that we could make it more common if we just have people playing multiple roles, but... Or we'd have to gather literally everyone, every time. So, we'll see when the time comes. Until the next episode, say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye,
Bye,
YouTube.
Bye,
YouTube.
YouTube!
This has been your host, Kazar Raspel, as well as the rest of the Tricksters of the Trade. Hope to see you in the next video or live stream. And signing out.